Hey guys, my name is Josh. So today I am going to be telling you guys a kind of creepy, weird, like stalkerish story time. And I realized the other day I was thinking of video ideas, and I realized I never have told this story, even to some of my close friends. I never have told a story. I never said it on YouTube, and it's been going on since I was like 10 years old to like a few weeks ago. Like it's still going on. But before I get started, can we just announce I'm in the woods, and you know, other YouTubers, to change it up, they go from their room to like their living room. No, I go to the woods. Can we also just talk about how yesterday I went in the woods to film this video and I got all set up and everything, and then I realized my phone was on 3%. So then I had to go all the way back home, and on the way back home I fell into a small river, I got lost, and I almost got attacked by 6 turkeys. So, you know, I'm just loving life. Anyway, so let's get on with the story time. So the main guy in this story who has been like harassing me, I don't want to say harassing because that's such like a strong word, but who's been like really mean and like acting weird since I was like 10 years old. So we are going to call this guy Sun, S-U-N. And the reason for that is because for some reason, I'll get more into it, why he was in the woods on a tractor later, but he was in the woods on a tractor, and he has like a really bright red tractor that looks like the sun, and so we just called him Sun, and whenever me and my friends saw him coming, we would all scream, "Sun!" and then we would all like bolt away because he was a piece of shit. So the first experience I had with Sun was, like I said, I was 9 or 10. So let's say you are on the street facing my house. So it's my house, my neighbor's house, and then there's like a bunch of different houses everywhere because it's a neighborhood. So there's houses everywhere, and there's woods surrounding the entire neighborhood basically. And so behind my neighbor's house, there's like a hill, and then on the hill there's like 20 to 30 feet of woods, and then behind that it goes down, and then there's Sun's house. So the only thing separating my neighborhood and his house is like this tall hill with a bunch of trees, like the woods, you know, but it's like on a hill. I don't know. It's so hard to explain, but I hope you guys get what I mean. So me and my friend went up when I was like 9 or 10, like I said, we went up on that hill. So me and my friend sat down on the hill behind my neighbor's house, but we sat down on the side of the side of the hill. So we were up here, and at the bottom of the hill was Sun's house. And so I guess our legs were we were like kicking our legs back and forth, and I guess that caused the rocks in the hill to like fall down into Sun's yard. And so I guess he saw us like accidentally kicking the rocks down the hill into his yard, and I guess he accused us of throwing the rocks into his yard. Like throwing the rock. Why would we throw the rocks into your yard? What? Anyway, so we see him coming towards us, and we get up and we run back. So we're like hiding behind the trees that are, because there's the woods up there, so we're hiding behind the trees trying to get out of there. And all of a sudden, I guess he went like the side way, like he didn't go up regular, he like went to the side and went up the hill that way. So we did not know he was coming. So all of a sudden, it's me and my friends standing there behind the trees, and all of a sudden this guy, random guy with a white t-shirt on, which I'll get to later, I forgot to mention, but this random guy with a white t-shirt on pops out of nowhere and like screams and starts chasing us. It was like a really weird experience. Like it was really weird. I don't even know. And he just starts running at us. So obviously we are gonna run away. So we started running towards like my neighbor's house and my house to get out of the woods. And in my neighbor's yard, like behind his house, there was like this giant pile of wood that he kept for the fire. And for some reason, I don't know how, but I like jumped over that entire thing, and so did my friend. And we just bolted down into my yard and like sat on my front yard, like out of breath, just like, what just happened? So while we were jumping over the pile of wood, my friend was ahead of me, and then it was me, and then it was Sun chasing after us, and we jumped over the wood, and then we lost him because he could not jump over the wood. And so my friend told me that at the time, after we jumped like past the pile of wood, he looked back and he saw me jumping over the pile of wood, and Sun, the giant guy, like behind me, like literally a few inches away, about to grab me, like his arms, like that's so like dramatic, the face I just made, but literally that was his face. Like, he is insane. I don't know who this guy is, and he was just coming after me like, ah. it sounds stupid. Like, you probably just laughed at the thing I just did, but literally, it happened. I'm not even joking. Who knows what he could have done if he grabbed me? I mean, he probably wouldn't have, like, killed me or anything. I'm not gonna, like, exaggerate that much, but who knows? After seeing all the things that he has done throughout the years, which I'm gonna get to, he obviously has some anger issues, so who knows what he could have done? He could have did anything. I don't know. It's really creepy and just really weird, and my biggest fear is being kidnapped, so that, like, just always sends chills down my spine, and it's just really, really creepy, and I hate it. Anyway, so I forgot to mention two things which happened before this event of him, like, almost grabbing me, and that is, one, I was like maybe 7 or 8, so a few years before this, and it was me, my sister, and like a few neighborhood friends who were my sister's friends. Like, they were all older, but I was with them, and his dog, like Son's dog, came bolting out of the woods. Like, Son didn't even care to get his dog, and he started running towards us, the dog, and we all had to like jump on the deck. He like bit my friend's hand. Like, he's still alive and he's still a vicious little piece of shit, but he's like super, super vicious. And then another thing I forgot to mention is that this guy, I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know when, where, what, like, all the questions, I don't know, but he literally, since I was 9, since now, he literally has always worn a white t-shirt. I don't know why, like, he's always, like, it's not even exaggerating, always a white t-shirt. Beats me. Anyway. So then the next experience goes with the whole stalking theme, which just kind of like pushed it overboard that he is definitely not all right. So me and my friend, it was after the whole like he was about to grab me thing. Like, it was literally maybe like a few weeks later that, like, it was a few weeks after that, and we were standing in my garage, and from my garage it was open, and you can see the hill, like the hill that we were on, and throwing rocks down. You can see that hill, and we were standing there in my garage, and we turn around, and there's Son standing in the bushes on the hill, he's just standing there like that, staring at us. We turn around, we turn back, he's gone. I'm not even shitting you. I'm not shitting you. He was gone. He went in the bushes, he did something, I don't know what the hell, why he was doing that, like what does he even do for a job? Why is he stalking these kids? I don't know. I don't know if you know the movie Halloween with Michael Myers, but in the first one, the girl and her friends are walking down the street, they turn around, they see Michael Myers by a bush, they turn back around, turn around again, and then he's gone, and it just reminded me of that, and it was so, like, creepy and just really weird. I don't know, like, I don't even, like, what was his point of doing, I don't know. It's just so weird, like, go away. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. Anyway, so another time that he was like stalking us or doing whatever, like, I don't even know what he's doing. He's doing something, just standing there stalking us, it was maybe like a year after the whole, like, seeing him on the hill and seeing him like go, to me. I don't know. It was like a year or more after that, just a little bit after. And it was at my sister's birthday party, and it was at night, and everyone was on the trampoline, all her friends, and she's like 6 years older than me, so all her friends were like teenagers, were like my age now, 16, and I was like 10, 11, you know? So we were on the trampoline, and my trampoline is towards the back of my yard, so of course, it's right next to that stupid hill. And so it's nighttime, like I said, and we're all bouncing around, jumping, you know, it's lit, I'm living, and I'm over here to the trampoline, and you can see the woods this way, so I'm staring into the woods, and I kid you not, all I see is something white coming towards us. Like, what could it be? A plane, a ghost, something just super like white. You know what that is? Sun in his great fashionable sense. So I'm just standing there like, that was me bouncing on a trampoline. So just enjoy that. Anyway, I was standing there just staring at him. I didn't want to like scream and be like, oh my god, there's a man, because I wasn't gonna ruin the lit time. Are you kidding me? It was lit. I'm not gonna ruin that shit. So, but then finally other people see it and they're like, oh my god, there's a man right there. Like, whoa, when did you get there? So everyone like starts screaming and runs across the like my yard into my house, and that's the end of that little experience. And sometimes my parents like put on masks and like put on weird costumes, or like my family does. There's an inchworm. Oh my god, look at it. Oh, look at that. It's not inching though. Did I kill it? So anyway, sometimes my family, like when we're on the trampoline with our friends, they'll put on like masks or like weird costumes and like come around the woods and try to scare us. So that could have been what was happening, except it wasn't, because we asked my parents and no one tried to scare us. So I don't know who the hell was in the woods. You know who was in the woods? Son. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Why? Why was he in the woods? Why was he stalking us for the second time and was gonna grab me that one time? It's just creepy. Anyway, next story. So all of those things happened, and now we're getting to the point where Sun finally gained his name of being Sun. So at this time, I'm maybe like 10 or 11. I keep saying like 9 to 11 is my age in the story, but you know what? Those were just some eventful years, I guess. I don't know. So me and my friends went in the woods, these woods, literally these woods, like the woods I'm in right now, just a different area. I'm more backward because I didn't want to be close to where all this stuff went down. And so we used to go in the woods and we would run away from dirt bikers, because dirt bikers would come in with their quads, all that stuff, and we would run away from them. Some would get really mad that we were running and trying to attack them. Some would kind of play along. Some would almost try to run us over. Again, really eventful, a great time for a 9 to 11-year-old to be in. Anyway, so we like lived in the woods. Like we created forts all the time, different types of forts. We met a hobo once. We saw like a weird soldier, like ghost, which I'll get into another story time. Some weird shit happens in these woods, I'm just saying. We saw like a hobo, some weird ghosts. We saw like these dirt bikers, and then we saw our daddy's son hit me up for a good time, you know what I'm saying? So we saw him. And again, I don't know if I said this before, but I don't know what Son's job is. No one knows, like literally no one knows. I don't know. For some reason, he goes in the woods on his red tractor and chops down trees and then brings them home and like makes weird paths. So maybe that's his job for the town. So yeah, he would just be someone that we would face in the woods. We would like have our own money system with rocks. We would like have our enemies, the dirt bikers, the hobo, ghost soldier, don't even talk about it, and Sun. We would have him as an enemy to hide from. We like knew Sun, and at this point, he knew us. He definitely knew us. So we would stalk him, like we would follow him on his tractor, and like, oh my god, I just remembered something else. So like we would stalk him, and like we would, like at this point, like in the woods somewhere, we were like at the bottom of a hill and he was at the top cutting down trees, and we would like climb closer trying to get to him. And I remember one time he had like a giant stump in his hand, and I guess he saw us, he was sick of us, I don't know, and he took his log and he was like, go away, and he like threw it towards us, and he's just a mess. Like, he's just a mess. I don't know. Like, we would be walking down a path and we would come around a curve and we would just see his tractor coming towards us, like 20 feet away, and we would be like, oh shit, we about to dip, you know? Like, we would bolt away. So, anyway. But anyway, like I was saying, we created like forts, like really good forts. Some of them just in the ground, but some of them were like on cliffs, and some of them were actually like on a tree. So I guess Sun didn't like the idea that we were making like little homes in the woods because it was like his woods, even though it really wasn't, but he acted like it was his woods. I don't know, kind of possessive, just saying. So we expected a great day, but we walked into those woods and we saw our fort trashed. I mean, like the chair that we got, the great added furniture, was like thrown across the woods. There was like all our like weird cushions we found were like everywhere, like our sticks, wherever rocks, like everything was trashed. And we did some inspecting because we're like detectives, and guess who did it? Sun. Could you guess? Because he did it. And I laughed because it was obviously like a really big deal for him. Like, he let out a lot of stress. Like, I could picture him taking up that chair, screaming, throwing, kicking everything down, ruining our whole fort. But for us, it was just like okay, he did that, let's start over. Like, it really didn't affect us at all. So yeah, for the next few years, just all those things started happening. Like, just he always like took down our forts. He was always screaming. He was always doing all this weird stuff, cutting down random trees that really didn't need to be cut down, like at all, but he still thought they needed to be cut down. I don't know. And it was just awful. Like, he's really mean guy, trust me on that. And he's a piece of shit. So that's it. So now we come here to a few months ago, maybe a few weeks ago. No, a few months ago. It was a few months ago. And things have changed. The woods have changed. They always change. New things grew. New trees were cut down thanks to sun. New paths were made thanks to you, Sunny Boy. And I'm now not friends with those people who I made forts with, so everything's just different now. And I had to go in the woods because I record my videos in the woods sometimes, and sometimes I'm bored. There's nothing to do in my neighborhood. My friends find it so weird that I go wandering in the woods alone sometimes, and I know, it's like super not safe. Could die any moment, but I still do it. I don't know. So to walk into the woods, you can go the regular street way, or you can go up that hill down the side of the cliff that his house is at the bottom of, and walk down to the woods. And since I have like really weird social anxiety, kind of, like, I don't want to call it that because I feel like everyone's like, oh my god, I have anxiety and stuff, and I don't want to say that because I don't want to be too dramatic for people who actually do, but I just have a fear of walking like in the daylight in my neighborhood because I feel like everyone's peeking through their windows being like, he's fat, he's disgusting, where's he going, he's doing drugs, he's shooting up heroin in the woods, like just judging me. And I just always feel like so self-conscious walking through my neighborhood in the daylight, like literally. So I decided the only way to get into the real big woods that we created the fort in and all this stuff happened was that I needed to go past his house. So the first time, it was fine. I went past his house, everything fine. I was like, oh, there's son, I remember him. I wonder if he remembers me. And just stuff like that. It was fine. Everything's good. Kind of creepy because you're in the woods alone. Everything's fine. And then another time comes. Fine. Another time comes. And I'm walking literally on the path. I didn't know he was outside. I tried to like sneak so he doesn't see me because it looks suspicious seeing some kid like slowly like tiptoe around your yard into the woods. It's really weird. Anyway, I'm really weird. So all I hear, again, remember how vicious his dogs are. I hear his dogs barking, and then I hear a voice very similar to the screaming of, get out of the woods. So I knew it was son. And I heard him whispering to his dogs, get him down, get him. And at that moment, I was like, oh hell to the no. So I bolted back to my house. I was like, Mom, this guy didn't let me in the woods. I wasn't actually crying, but I was like, what the hell, son? Back at it again with the weird dogs. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, so not even on his property, like on the hill, which he doesn't own, into the woods that he doesn't own. But you know what? I'm sorry, I guess he just owns everything. Son, you own the earth. I'm sorry for even breathing your air. I should be nicer than that. I should put more consideration. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so I guess throughout the years that I have not been going to the woods, I guess his anger issues and his mad of people going into his woods still is the same, and he still cuts down trees. He still owns the same tractor, and he's still just son. He's just son. And so yeah, there's my story of this really weird, old, creepy guy stalking, almost kind of kidnapping me, but not really, but like kinda, and like ruining my stuff, my fort, and like just a really nice guy. There's a story on a saint. Hope you guys enjoyed. And the funny part is, I literally went into these woods today, going through his backyard, like going on the cliff. And I'm gonna be going home that way too, so maybe I might see my boy again, who knows. But if you like this story and want other story times, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe because I make new videos every single Tuesday. And if you want to follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, all those links will be in the description below. I have a lot more story times from my neighborhood. I have like a really weird neighborhood. It's small, but it's weird. All my friends say it's literally the whitest neighborhood around. Like, it's just, It's really weird and really small. Like on this side of my house, my neighbors do like some weird witchcrafty stuff, and they wear like red robes while like planting a tree. And then this other kid like really wanted to talk to his grandfather who passed away. So instead of just like praying to him, he tried to conjure up the devil and used a Ouija board, and then like all this really weird, insane stuff started happening. And then he like drew something in the street and told me to like circle around it, and then he told me I was just cursed to hell. So like literally cursed to hell. Like, so if you want to hear about all that stuff, let me know. I'll probably make a video on all that stuff when it gets closer to Halloween, because it's just like really interesting and wheelie. I just said wheelie. Am I like 5 or something? Anyway, they're all like really weird stories, so I would love to tell you guys those stories, and I want you guys to all hear them because they're insane. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this story time. Like I said before, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm just so happy that if you stayed this long watching my video, it means so much to me, like I always say, but it really does. And I hope that you guys have a fabulous, wonderful, gorgeous day without a stalker from the woods, creepy guy trying to get you. I'll try myself not that to happen. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so tired. Like, I'm actually so tired. It's Tuesday, so I have to like go home and edit this and post this, so I don't know when this will be up, but it's lit. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next week.